Okay. So I'll just show you an example of some fake data, just so it's a little easier to see what's happening. So what we're going to do is merge, and then we'll do a couple of the other simpler geoprocessing tools. So I'm just going to make some fake data. I'm going to make a rectangle, and I'm just going to copy and paste this in a way that will make it easy to see what's happening when we do some of this. Okay, so then I'm gonna, this is like the quickest, dirtiest way to make data. So I just drew those in, and I'm gonna do convert graphics to features. I'm gonna delete them after I convert them. GP being geoprocessing. Okay. So now those are shapefiles. So let's say you had two things, and you wanted to, and you were humming along, and you were editing, and you made two things like roads that came together, and you wanted to make them all one big thing. An easy way to do that is just to select the two things. And if you're in an editing session, the easiest way is in this list here. You can do, oh, I thought you could. Editing tools. So I can do, if you go to this geoprocessing list up here, these are the most common geoprocessing tools, and the one we were talking about is merge. So if you open that tool, and you can drag in your test data. I'm not sure this is going to work. And I'll just let it go to the default database. Let's see what happens. That's not going to work. I think what happened is I need to put these on different files. Oh, this should be lit up. See, merge is gray there. Oh, I think I'm just editing the wrong layer. Here. Edit, start. Okay, so now if I select two of those, yes, okay. So I was editing the wrong layer. I recalled I saw it went through the geodatabase editing thing first, which we're just doing a shapefile here. And then if you go down and you have a couple things selected and you're editing something and you just hit merge, you can flash the things you're going to merge and then hit OK, and it will put them together like that. Another thing you can do is buffer these things, right? So let's say you had, you were looking at the most typical example is like a school, and they always have those like 200 and whatever, like quarter-mile zone where you can't speed around the school. So pretend this is your school building, and we'll say we'll do a buffer, and then it'll ask me how far do you want to buffer, and we'll say, oh, I wonder if it can do 1,000 feet. So that you actually can type in FT in there, and it will know that it's feet. So now it's a big, large buffer, and you see it's got rounded edges because that's from the edge of the polygon. That's how it went out. There's other ones that you can use. Notably, there's one called clip. So let's put this in there, and then we can clip this test data merge by the test data, and you can see what the difference is if I do this. Actually, I wanted to do that. So now those are on top of that one. So imagine these boxes are, let's say, I don't know, an exception in the school zone, right? So you want to cut out that area. If you click on something and it gives you this selection box, it means you have two things on top of each other that are both selectable. So you can tell it to either that one or that one. So I want it to select this one so I can move it a little bit. Oop, that didn't work. I want it to select that one. I guess I can't move it, doesn't matter. So we're going to do, this is one of the ones you have to do between two layers. And you'll see the ones we've talked about so far that are like mid-editing things, buffer and clip, or buffer and merge are both up here. So if we do a clip, you can do, so the input features, with clip it's always helpful to show the help because it's hard to remember what is getting cut by what, just based on the names. So the input features are the features to be clipped, right? So our school zone here, GP test data. The clip features are the features used to clip the input features, right? If you just had the names of those things, it gets very confusing. I'll stop editing before I do this. And I'm just going to let it go into the default geodatabase because I'm not really doing anything that I need to save. And then once I do that, it'll run for a second. And then what it did is it clipped that piece out from the bigger one. There's another tool called erase that will do the opposite of that, which will cut a hole in the big one, which I think is what I said this would do. But yeah, so there's a bunch of different things like that to kind of manipulate spatial data that are pretty neat. Like another one, so let's say you had parcels, and like the parcels had a designation for whether they were forests or wetlands. You can do a dissolve, and it would merge all the things that had the same attribute together into one thing. But so those are just kind of the major types of geoprocessing. But so kind of that merge should be, like the mid-editing merge is actually really helpful. Should be good.